guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this video I'm basically going to be showing guys how I edit my shorts and how I add in my overlays, my mask, how I do that kind of stuff, like all of those stuff. It will be covered in today's video. And before we get started, I just want to share the overlays I use with you, so make sure to record these overlays. Hey guys, so we are in CapCut, as you can see right now, and we're going to basically import our clip as the first step that everyone obviously does. Just going to import our clip. Okay, and we've imported our clip, and we're going to delete this last segment. Okay, so then you want to, the first thing I normally do to my clip is I normally do velocity, and I am going to do velocity. I'm just going to find a place where I want velocity, but in this case I'm generally not going to do velocity because I don't think it's very necessary. So to skip the velocity part, we are going to press on our clip. This is like the masking bit and all that, and we're going to duplicate it and overlay it so we can have this clean fine layer of mask, so that we can basically do the character behind, the overlays involved and everything like that. So this is like the first step to all of that. And once you've got your overlay thingy, the clip, you can scroll until you see a remove PG and custom removal. So then you press brush and then you scale it down. If your video is like nice and zoomed in, you probably need to scale it down a little bit. No, you probably need to like move it up into the range of maybe 10 or 15, I don't know. And then if your video is super like zoomed out, you want it to be scaled down as much as possible so you can grab the character and not some of the background. Okay, so I'm going to highlight all the things. I'm going to just I'm just going to speed this up. Okay, so now like the part where the characters were highlighted and I can basically move it. Now we are going to be doing like the overlay parts and all of that. But before we get started, please make sure you've screen recorded the overlays that I showed you at the beginning, and you have basically screen recorded those overlays, because that's going to be very important. So the first overlay that I normally use is, so I'm going to show you how to do masking, but I already did that as a separate tutorial, so you can go and find that video. So I'm going to add overlay, and then I'm going to find the overlay that I want to use. So it's this like thingy. You guys probably have it, and then I want to scale it up to the size that the video is at. So then I want to press splice, and then I do lighting or doge. I'm just gonna do doge. And then let's go until I see, let's layers, and then I put it to the back of the thingy we highlighted. So now it's basically like this. So I'm just gonna like cut the clip like where that overlay ends. So like here, I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut that too. Okay. so it looks like kind of like this. So the next thing we want to do is to add the like hexagon type overlay, and I normally do this, and like just the same thing you did for the other overlay is what you're basically going to do for hexagon overlay. But the thing is about the hexagon overlay is very short, like the time is like very short, so you're gonna have to like duplicate it a lot and layer it at the back. I'll just show you. So let me just make it doge and then layer it to the back, layers, and then I want to just put it at the back of the first layer, so like that. And then I want to duplicate it so it can be like the same, so it just doesn't go out. Yeah, so I want to just duplicate it a lot of times, and like that. And some of the duplicates look like this, like it's just going on in the front of the character. So we want to make it go to the back. We have to put it at the back of the layers like a load of times. You can scroll like while you're doing this. Okay, so now we've got this very good clip, and that is like all I do. And I'm just going to make like the masking bit. 1 second. Don't worry guys, you don't need to worry about this because you've already because I already made a separate tutorial for this, so you don't need to worry about it too much. But if you want, you can as well follow my steps I'm doing, because this isn't going to be sped up. Okay, so I basically like made it so there'll be masking and all of that stuff. So basically I've just covered all of that, and now I need to move on to the shaders part. Wait, let me just give me a second. Okay, now I need to move on to the actual shaders part. Now this bit isn't that too hard, too difficult. You just need to follow a few steps. So duplicate the main clip, and then make it an overlay, and then make it go down like that. So basically like that. And then you are going to just rotate it from transform, and then rotate, and then mirror. And then you are going to drag it down. Don't worry if your CapCut is lagging, because this usually happens to me every time. My CapCut lags every single time I do this, but make sure your CapCut isn't lagging or something like that. So then I basically just do masking so it looks better to the eye when I normally put it to here, and I just do kind of that. Oh, I actually forgot what I do. Okay, so I think I do that. Yeah. Okay, and then and then I go to effects and I do oblique blur. So it just looks kind of like nicer, you know? Yeah. and then I do it splice. So I just make it darker, like a bit better for the shade of the ground, so it doesn't stick out too much. Okay, so that's okay. Then I need to blur like the actual background, so I need to go to the main clip, and by this time like everything's set, and I need to go to effects and then blur, and then basically just blur up a little bit because it's a bit bad. Blur. And then I'm going to adjust how much. So in the end, it's basically going to look like this fine, beautiful clip. I'm just going to export it at 2K. I do this every time I export it at 2K, so it will look absolutely beautiful. Export it. And sometimes when I do this kind of technique, I get like when I record the actual clip, I then like crop it everything on a separate project. I adjust it, make the lighting good, like everything, and then I take it to a different one and start adding the overlays, different project, and start adding the overlays and stuff. This depends on how you want to do it. You could do it differently, doesn't matter.